When we buy or sell something, we don't usually care that the money has been handled by hundreds of people before us. But now, scientists are warning that every time someone hands us some money, even relatively new money, we're getting way more than we bargained for.
In a nutshell, your money is contaminated with microorganisms, germs that come from people. Wherever man is, so too will be his germs. It's as simple as that.
Dr. Philip Tierno is Director of Microbiology at New York University Medical Center. How dirty is the money, let's say, compared to the toilet seat in a public bathroom?
Money is dirtier than a toilet seat that is not maintained. And it's very important for the public to understand that you can pick up potential pathogens from dirty money.
To see what kinds of germs are living on our money, we went around collecting dollar bills from vendors in Chicago, Washington, D.C., and New York City. Back at his lab, Dr. Tierno swabbed each bill so as to collect, culture, and identify whatever germs were on it.
The bottom line is, germs were found on every single bill that we tested.
Google, eBay, Yahoo, Intel. These companies revolutionized technology in America, but the people who created them aren't from America. He's from Russia. He's from France, from Taiwan. He was born in Hungary. Tom Zaki, born in Hungary and raised in Canada, is just 25, but he's already CEO of TerraCycle, a multi-million-dollar American company. He employs lots of Americans in 2 states, selling liquefied worm poop.
The first part of our process starts by taking organic waste and feeding it to worms, and they poop out worm poop, and these are bags and bags of worm poop. We take the label off the old bottles, the old Coke or Pepsi bottles, and put the liquid worm poop in the soda bottles, put on a new label, and that becomes TerraCycle plant food.
Zaki got this idea 5 years ago when he came to America to attend college.
My friends and I sat down in our dorm room, wrote up a business plan, and within a year, the company started growing, so I ended up leaving Princeton and dedicating myself full-time to it. And since that day, we've been actually tripling in size every year.
It happened in America, he says, because Americans are uniquely willing to give new ideas a chance.
If you have an idea here and you're willing to work at it, you can make it a big success. And that really fuels what makes this country so great.
Ooh, I want a Corvette.
It's been a century-long love affair, you and your car. Time was your car defined you. It showed off your success, transported you to new worlds. Today, we're all feeling jilted. Our cars are our heartache, at least when it's time to fill the tank.
On Monday it was $2.71, Tuesday $2.73, yesterday they bring it to $2.77 a gallon. This morning I passed by, it was at $2.99, but right now they changed it again to $3.19. It doesn't make sense.
So car owners are reluctantly talking about trading in the old beauty for a new, more fuel-efficient model. But how do you know which car gets the most miles per gallon? We depend on the stickers placed on new car windows by the manufacturers. They tell us how many miles a car can be expected to get in both city driving and on highways. Numbers generated by tests performed by the Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA. Are those numbers accurate?
No.
David Champion runs the auto testing facility at Consumer Reports magazine. We asked him about the sticker claiming this Jeep Liberty diesel gets 22 miles per gallon in city driving.
In the city, we actually got 11 miles per gallon.
The EPA said that that car gets 22 miles to the gallon. Consumer Reports tested, and you found 11 miles to a gallon. That's huge.
It's enormous.
All skin cancers are on the rise. In fact, melanoma is today the most commonly diagnosed cancer in young adults 25 to 29. Yet many of the salons we visited made it seem as if tanning is good for you.
That's actually healthy for you because it produces a lot of vitamin D. Makes your bones strong.
Actually, the big thing now, like if you go on like abc.com or anything, there's this huge new thing. You ever heard of like Dr. Oz? Yeah. So his new thing is that everybody should get, from tanning you get vitamin D.
It's not just salons who tout Dr. Oz's support of vitamin D. The Indoor Tanning Association highlights him on their website. So does he actually endorse indoor tanning?
The tanning bed's a terrible idea for just getting vitamin D. All the data that we're seeing continues to reflect an increased danger of lying in a tanning bed.
Dr. Oz said, my view is no one should indoor tan.
Really?
The safe level of indoor tanning is 0.
Daniel Humiston owns a chain of salons and is head of the Indoor Tanning Association.
See, I think I'm surprised because I know Dr. Oz has been a big advocate of ultraviolet light exposure. I won't let my own kids go to tanning salons. If your goal is to get vitamin D, which is a very admirable goal, take the pill or go out and get real sun.
Maureen Dinnan heads the Florida Teachers Union.
Don't we have an obligation to educate our students in the public sector?
Yes, and because you failed, it's time, they say, to take the $4,000 and let people go to the private sector, which does things better.
First of all, I didn't fail. They failed me. If I'm in rags, it's because the money wasn't there to buy clothes.
You're not giving them the money.
You know, there could be $1 trillion coming from the skies, landing on this beautiful peninsula of ours, and that teacher union leader would say it's not enough. It's never enough.
We have an education system in this state that has been totally underfunded.
Leon Russell represents the NAACP.
There are 600,000 black kids in the state of Florida. The governor's plan takes money away from those kids.
He says he just wants to give kids a choice.
If you want a choice in education, you can get choice in the public system.
The Civil War broke out and began a slow, steady, bloody creep across the countryside. Ishmael was 13 when rebels slaughtered his entire village.
I went from knowing that my family existed to the next minute knowing all of them dying, you know.
He ran from the violence for more than a year and finally found safety at a village occupied by rebel soldiers.
We'll fight to the last man.
So we became friends with the soldiers, but as time went on, they decided to recruit everyone who was in this village.
Recruit them by force to become soldiers. Ishmael was one of 10,000 boys, some as young as 9.
I fight for my country.
You fight for your country?
Yeah, I fight for my country.
We went out and fought, shot people, and then came back, did drugs, and watched war films.
Do you think you knew the difference between right or wrong at that point?
No, we had lost our humanity, and we had gone to the other side so far, you know.
While Ishmael's descent was gradual and lasted for 3 years, Sister Diana Ortiz was plunged into hell in an instant.
I saw with my own eyes what we do to one another. And I never want to relive that moment.
In 1987, the Maryknoll nun moved to the war-ravaged nation of Guatemala to teach children. But she was mistakenly accused of being a threat to the government. And one day, armed men grabbed her off the street. Sister Diana was brought to a military installation where she says she was brutally raped and tortured.
At one time during the torture, they asked me questions. And for every question they asked, they burned my back with a cigarette. So I know that more than 111 questions were asked of me.
She says she suffered unspeakable acts and was even forced to kill her cellmate with a machete. And after 24 hours and without explanation, she was released. Elie Wiesel also knows the pure fear that comes at the barrel of a gun. He was 13 when his family was captured by Nazis and loaded into a train car bound for Auschwitz.
You saw the chimneys.
Saw the flames.
You saw the bodies of children being thrown into the flames.
Yeah, into the flames.
His parents and younger sister were killed, while he avoided death time after time. This is Wiesel at 16 years old, a photo taken by American soldiers who liberated the camp in 1945. Elie Wiesel wouldn't speak of his imprisonment for nearly 10 years, but the need to justify his own survival moved him to put his emotions on paper. He's now authored more than 40 books and won the Nobel Peace Prize for his fight against genocide.
You've said that evil can be fought. Can it be defeated?
Of course it can. It can be fought because it must be fought.
Ishmael Bea was ultimately rescued by UN workers, rehabilitated and adopted by an American woman.
I celebrate every moment. Waking up in the morning, not having to run, not waking up to gunshots, is enough for me.
He earned a degree in political science wrote a best-selling account of his life, and now crusades against the exploitation of children in war.
You would never in your wildest imagination know that I'd once had such a life, you know? It just goes to show how people can heal from this really well.
Can you ever truly escape hell?
Yes, the way I think you escape that world is to transform that experience into something positive so that you can use it for the benefit of others.
Sister Diana is also committed to that transformation, though 20 years later, she still reels from the memory. But she opens her wounds every day. Her story now a part of her relentless campaign to stamp out torture worldwide.
More than 150 governments are engaged in torture. And I don't understand the lack of outrage.
She's also formed an organization that counsels other shattered survivors. And the remarkable thing about each of these three is that their healing comes by investing more faith in humanity.
It's by seeing in the other not a source of evil, but a companion, a possible friend, surely an ally, and not a stranger.
I'm not sure, perhaps there's some people who are inherently evil, I do not know, but I do believe in the basic goodness of every human being.
Goodness will conquer evil. That's what keeps me alive. If I don't have that belief, I'm dead.